Well, good afternoon and welcome to Ollie Campbell Park. We're here for this women's AIL game between Belvedere, and today they're hosting the side from Wicklow. Delighted to say in the box with me today I have Neve O'Dowd. Neve usually on the pitch, but today finds herself in the commentary box. Welcome, Neve.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, this should be a good game. It's always a very close fixture between these two sides. So, yeah, we'll see what happens now.
Well, it has been close fixtures in the past. Last year, Belvedere managed to come on top in both games. I think a 32-0 victory in the first game and something like 24-12 in the second, somewhere around there anyway. But a level of victory for Belvedere in both of those games. But Wicklow now find themselves third in the league. They've won 3 out of their first 4. They've obviously had a good fixture list and it's gone very well for them. And they lost their last game out, but they won their first 3, and that has them up in third place.
Yeah, and to be fair, their last game against Blackrock, that was also a close game. So they really put it up to Blackrock. They have had a nice run of games. I think they had Tullow, Regions, and Suttonians, and they got good score lines in all of those. Belvo, on the other hand, have had kind of a tougher start to the season. Yeah,
3 defeats, but victory in the last game, sort of turning the corner, one hopes, for the Belvedere side.
Yeah, the first 3 games, Railway,
Railway away.
Yeah.
And then Rock and
Bowes. They're going to be tough games no matter when you play them. But it was good to get down to Ballincollig and just get some points on the board and kind of get into our attack and just kind of get our confidence back up. And hopefully we'll be motoring now for today.
Well, a few changes on the Belvedere side. We'll go through those as the game progresses. As you can see, we're about to start now. Scoreboard reading 0-0, and the timer also underneath that glare that you see, ready to begin. Belvedere playing right to left, and they get us underway. A drop kick down the middle of the pitch, and it's taken back the first 2 tacklers beaten before she's finally put to ground, and that's a good start for Wicklow. They've nearly made it back up to the 10-metre line. And now Belvedere with a press defence. Ball to ground again, and on this occasion kicked down, looking for turf down the middle of the park. And a bright opening. Belvedere running it back nicely. Megan Edwards it is in the 15 shirt today. It was a good positive start from Belvedere. Good handling so far. Anya Rutley late into the side. Injury in the warm-up. But one have to say that this Wicklow side, obviously their objective at the beginning of the year is to break into that top 4. For year after year we've seen the same top 4 teams, and it's great to see one of the other lights shining brightly. But on this occasion now, charged down into touch, and it was charged down, not deliberately knocked on. But that's a super start for Belvedere. Good opening passage of play.
Yeah, so you just see there Emma Tilley actually pulled up in the warm-up, so Dervnick has actually moved to the 12 position. So that'll be no bother to her. She has plenty of experience playing 7s, so centre will be no bother to her. And then she just takes that quick tap. That's her bread and butter. And look how much ground we've made.
I suppose that's the advantage of a number 8. They're always alert to those quick tap and goes.
Yeah, especially Derv.
Well, not straight, says the ref. It'll be a scrum down. Wicklow with a chance to clear their lines.
Yeah, Wicklow are known to have a very strong scrum. So we'll see how we go here. If we can just get the height right and just kind of start off as we mean to go on.
Well, always an important facet of the game, the scrum, the set piece. And both sides will be looking to make a big push here at this first scrum. Wicklow have the best defence in the league so far, only conceding just under 11 points a game. It's a record they'll be proud of, and they'll be looking to keep the same sort of figures to Belvedere today. This kick, however, into the middle of the park, fails to find touch by, as much as you possibly can, and then Wicklow straight onto that, and the follow-up has been so good, and the referee blows for the knock-on. Well, there's a bit of indecision there, one felt, Neve.
Yeah, Ewan probably found herself a bit out of position and probably needed a bit of help from her winger there. But yeah, that was a great clearance from Wicklow. They really just got the ball in and out of the scrum, no messing around, and just got it out. And now they've another scrum inside Belvedere's half.
Yes, one kick and good chase. And suddenly Wicklow find themselves a further 50 metres up the park, inside the Belvedere half now.
Yeah. And I just see Cara Mulcahy has actually moved to 8, so she'll be covering 8. And then Anya Rutley is starting at 6, so they're just the changes to the team.
Anya Rutley slotting into what would normally be her position, wouldn't she?
Yeah,
she'd normally be there at 6.
Yeah, Anya can play 6, 1, 2. She can play plenty of positions. Very physical player, Anya is.
That shock of blonde hair makes it easy to pick her out, and so many
yeah.
times you see her in those rocks and malls doing the hard donkey work.
You don't want to see her running at you now.
Well, that's a good scrum from Wicklow. They make a few yards, the ball comes out. Out half takes it up to the line where she's met by the Belvedere players, and the referee surely has to be saying, and indeed holding on to the ball. The initial move had been good, but the Belvedere player right over the top and like a limpet on the ball. Excellent play.
Yeah, what a tackle from Emma Kelly. You don't see too many times.
Well, nice take above the head. And the up and under back towards the middle of the park. Knocked backwards, but that's okay. Callan into the centre. Belvedere looking to get this ball. Wicklow player desperately trying to roll away and does a fabulous job. Up to the halfway line, and that one has just been knocked on, and Wicklow will be grateful that they pick up the scrum almost on the halfway line. Well, it's a bit frantic at the moment.
Yeah, a bit of scrappy play there, kind of a bit of to and fro. So this will be a Wicklow scrum. Belved's defence was very good last time, so we probably just need to lock down that scrum here now.
Well, that's it. Belvedere will be looking for parity here.
Yeah. If they had kept that ball in the last time, he might have given away a penalty, so we'll just see what happens here.
The referee keeping a close eye on the bind. It goes to ground. Well, you could see that the Wicklow player lost her feet from underneath her, and that cost the penalty, and immediately Belvedere driving into the heart of the Wicklow defence. Speed of play, and it's going out wide, and it's going quickly, straight out to the winger, perhaps not by design.
Yeah, good reactions there from Jane Neal, and she made plenty of metres.
Again, nice, making the ball available out of the tackle, changing the point of attack. Again, looking for teammates, looking for support and getting it at this stage. Down to ground, tackle is made. Go back to the right and unfortunately just knocked on. That was a shame because that was very promising from Belvedere.
Yeah, there was some really nice play there. Plenty of tip-ons and an offload. Just like everyone making an extra metre or two. Yeah, unfortunate knock-on, but you know, if we can just get into that attack again.
And again, one of those passes right down at the ankles.
Yeah, exactly.
You think you can pick them up every time, but more often than not, it just causes a knock-on. Yeah. Feet and hands getting mixed up together.
Mm-hmm. So I presume Wicklow will try to just get this ball out of this area. They might play, though. They've plenty of speed with Nisha Riley and Ella Roberts. So if you get those two girls into space.
Belvedere with just the one player in the backfield for that scrum. Would have been plenty of open turf had Robin Johnson received the ball at the out half position. Now as it is, she's going to try and push the ball up the touchline. Well, nice kick just beyond halfway. It will be a Wicklow throw coming from the penalty. And a very good afternoon to Saoirse O'Reilly, one of the Wicklow players. She was injured during the week playing for a college, and she finds herself watching us today from St James's Hospital. Well, we really hope so, that all is okay and you'll be returning back to the sidelines or to the playing surface again real soon. And thanks for joining us here on Old Belvedere TV. Well, the straightness of that throw could be debated, but the referee lets it go. And then an unfortunate knock-on forced by Belvedere pressure.
Yeah, and again, Emma Kelly and Jane Neal involved in that turnover. The two of them are, like, you know, just defensively so spot on every time. Yeah.
Must be so important for your teammates when you see somebody who's so reliable with their defensive work.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it's great. And having your 10 to take that first receiver and just make a chop tackle like that is just it's very refreshing. I see Derv has gone in at hook there. Is that Derv gone? Oh no, it's not.
Well, the versatility of some of the Belvedere players.
Yeah, she's another one who could play about 6 or 7 positions on the pitch.
Picked up at the base, takes it on, makes it to the 10-yard line. Ball out to the forwards again, and they're making yards. And while they continue to make yards, Wicklow making the most of, should we say, amending the offside line perhaps on occasion. And through the gap, just one final tackle saving Wicklow on this occasion, and some great foraging from them as well. They've actually turned this ball over.
Yeah, I think that was Queeve Malloy there. She's a menace at the breakdown.
I think if somebody calls you a menace at the breakdown, I think that's a great compliment
Yeah.
to the player themselves.
We'll have it back though on their side.
There seems to be room on this side, and that was unfortunate. Just knocked on by the Belvedere player, trying to take the ball behind her and bring it with her, and it wasn't to be on this occasion. Kick down the field. I think the referee has called advantage over with the kick, and that is a fabulous kick.
Yeah, that is absolutely brilliant from Ewan Edwards. Is that a 50-22?
It is a 50-22.
Brilliant.
And that means it's Belvedere put into a line out inside the Wicklow 22, and really sort of first attacking platform that they can really take on here, Belvedere.
Yeah, exactly. That's absolutely brilliant from Ewan. And we'll see now, maybe they'll look to maul it here. They're about 17 metres out. So hopefully if they can just keep the ball in hand here, get through a few phases, and come away with points of whatever form.
Well, this is where they want the throw to be absolutely spot on, and it is. And here's the driving maul now as a unit going through. Wicklow absolutely disintegrated. It took them a while to get back there. And Belvedere still pushing on forward. Finally to ground. Super work from the forwards. Aulia Rutley does superbly, taking a ball around her neck. And now running into the midfield, back into the pack, the safety of the pack, but instead almost coming out the far side of the Wicklow pack.
Yeah, that's the footwork of Elisa Byrne-White there now.
Nicely taken on again, this time Captain Ring right down in front of the posts. Going wide. Edwards it is, taking on. They need a scrum half here.
Emma Kelly can do it all.
See Rutley again. Another one I think the term making a menace at the breakdown could be applied to.
Yeah.
This is good pressure from Belvedere, keeping the ball in hand, using the bulk of the forwards at the moment, trying to drag in the defence. Wicklow's much vaunted defence, as we were saying earlier, currently rated number 1. And the referee awards a penalty to Belvedere. He'll bring that back out to the 5-metre line. And Belvedere captain Leslie Ring now has a choice to make.
It looks like they're going with pods.
They take on the Wicklow defence. Good drive up front. Again, pick and go.
Keep that body height low here now.
Keeping the Wicklow forwards engaged, keeping them tight. One feels that another 2 of these, and perhaps there may be room on the outside. They go after 1, and it goes out to the winger, and you can see two overlap. Plenty of people on the outside. Try to Belvedere, and you must be delighted to see that happen.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago we kind of had the same opportunities against Bows and we just didn't get the execution right, you know, between the line out and the maul and the pods there, but like that was far more organised there. Just very composed, used our pods, and then when the space opened up, like Megan Edwards will do that all day long.
Would it be too much to suggest that perhaps a bit of training time was spent on those exact moves?
Yeah, it might have been, yeah, exactly, yeah. No, that's great now to get into the 22 and just come away with that. And I think is it Emma Kelly taking that?
And it was great work as well, one has to say, the decision making, because too often you see the ball being taken on and on by the forwards, and then you exactly when to release it to the backs, and as you can see, two players out there, either one of them could have scored it.
Yeah.
And 5-0 will remain the score as the conversion goes to the left of the posts.
Yeah, Emma would be very organised and composed, kind of working between the backs and forwards, and a very vocal player as well, so it's really good to have her there on the pitch. And then you have the likes of Elise O'Byrne-White, like a very experienced player who we probably missed 2 weeks ago. We just didn't maybe have that kind of experience or composure out in the back line. Oh, Wicklow have taken it quickly there.
Well, that's taken into space where there was no Belvedere player. You'd have thought Belvedere would have been better set up for the kick-off, and that's something I suspect the coaches will have a word with them about during the week.
Yeah, maybe in the video review we'll see that come up.
Awake at all times, but on this occasion Wicklow have done really well to regain the kick-off, and now driving at the heart of that Belvedere pack. Nicely played.
Excellent tackle from Jane Neal.
Well, Jane Neal doing exactly what was required, and not only putting in the tackle but disturbing the pass enough to force the knock on.
Yeah. She's been doing that all season now for Belvo, line speed and then a chop tackle. She's caused a lot of problems for opposition.
So that's those sort of performances that will get you noticed for the Leinster squad, and sky's the limit after that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, she's a very, very promising player. She actually captained the Irish under-20s over the summer. Yeah.
Well, as captain of the Irish under-20s during that summer, you'll find that she's well and truly on the radar of selectors.
Yeah, she is, yeah.
And for one so young, well...
Looks like Derv has gone to 8 there now, so I'd say we'll see a pick and go.
Nicely distributed, and again it's changing the point of attack, and that is a shame. Came off the knee, and she's going to go all the way. Has the referee blown his whistle? I suspect he has.
Yeah.
It was the lack of pursuers that sort of gave that away. You always see the player running away and then looking over their shoulder and slowing down.
Yeah. There's a couple of nice offloads there. We just need to get that last.
Just that last one, if that had gone to hand.
Yeah. So we'll see now if Derv stays at 8 here for this one. No, she's gone out to the back line.
Oh, you've heard of the expression total football, where players interchange the whole time, but Belvedere bringing a brand of total rugby with number 8 playing in the centre and at number 8.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. So Rachel Murphy's at 8 here for Wicklow. And they're keeping this ball in for a second.
You're covering that so I can't hear you. Well,
that was well worked by Belvo.
Referee awarding the scrum to Belvedere. Quick discussion between halfbacks as to how they feel this is going to go. Scrums have been fairly even so far. Wicklow maybe have slightly the upper hand, but nothing dramatic that Belvedere would be too worried about at this stage.
Yeah, and the penalties have been kind of give and take, so yeah, it's hard to know. Belvo hopefully will settle into this now, and
going to need to dig that one out before it goes back any further. But again, as long as the ball comes out on the Belvedere side, they'll be happy enough. Now back and the kick downfield. There is a player there. She lets it bounce, and it bounces kindly for her. She'll now take on Belvedere defence. Gets past only one tackle before unceremoniously put to ground on the halfway line. The no-look pass.
And again there, Jane Neal coming up out of the line and making that tackle.
And it's not just the tackle, it's the driving back of the player, so they have
Yeah.
no chance of the quick offload.
Yeah.
Rachel Griffey there demonstrating what I mean. She gets the quick offload out, and on this occasion the referee saying offside. Penalty to Wicklow, and they'll look to put this down the touchline.
I presume so, yeah. I think it's Beth Roberts taking the kick here. Is it?
As we come up towards the end of the first quarter of this AIL game. Oh, just finding touch. Just getting it over the head of the winger. But at the end of the first quarter, Belvedere find themselves 5-0 up. That one try. But it's a good tight game so far, Neve.
Yeah, it is. I would say possession has been even enough, and even territory. Like, hopefully we'll get out of here now and start playing kind of a bit more in their half.
Rutley is driving up in the midfield. Ball comes back quickly and cleanly. Oh, that's a nicely delayed pass.
Yeah.
Beautiful. As you could see, the defender had rushed up in the line and took that defender out just by hanging on to the ball and delaying a pass. But now the ball has come out on the Wicklow side.
Jade Gaffney on the other side of that tackle.
Wow.
See nines creating them all like that.
Referee, he'd spotted a knock on and was playing the advantage to Wicklow. Because of the ferocity of the old Belvedere defence, there was no advantage.
Yeah, that was Jade and Derv there linking up.
Referee calls time off. The wall on the scoreboard, well, the clock on the scoreboard will keep ticking along. The referee just conversing with the Belvedere captain, Leslie Ring. I'm sure just clarifying a few things about scrum time or what the referee's looking for. Leslie's very good at keeping that line of communication well and truly open.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. She's well able.
Men's thirds and fourths were playing here today, as well as the firsts.
Yeah.
And you may hear a bit of background noise of those players, well, enjoying their evening. They've had their run out the paddock.
Good scoreline against Highfield this afternoon. So there'll be a few celebrations.
So scrum down inside the Belvedere half. Wicklow with the put in. They'll be looking to make some inroads. They have defended very well so far. They want to show a bit more with the ball.
Yeah, that's a very good scrum from Wicklow there. Oh.
Scrum half manages to get the pass away just about. Now the player running across the field, just dragging the defence with her. Gives Belvedere a chance to set up very nicely. Scrum half attempts to go. And finally, ball back on the Wicklow side. Again, trying to change the point of attack. This is good, solid play from Wicklow, but one also has to commend the defence of Belvedere. Wicklow not making a huge amount of ground at the moment, but they are retaining possession. And just like Belvedere did earlier, they'll be hoping to find their way around the corner, having dragged in all the defenders. And at the moment, Belvedere, well, you can see from that straight line across the pitch, they are coping with all that Wicklow can throw at them at the moment.
Yeah, they've been quite organised with their spacing and just getting that fold right, coming up making double shots. So far, if they can just maintain that.
Again, Wicklow looking for another way through this black and white line. Unable to do so far, but now perhaps looking to go wider.
That was a great read there from Emma Kelly. She's been really, really good defensively.
And it has been a half where defence really has come out on top so far.
Yeah.
Perhaps in the second half you might find a few more gaps opening up, but at the moment this is two juggernauts just going at it.
Just fatigue is probably starting to set in now.
We're sitting here and I can start to feel tired with play going on this long.
Yeah. Oh, there's Queeve Malloy. And
that's
it's been ripped
brilliant.
by Emma Kelly.
Emma Kelly getting in there and doing a great job.
Excellent work. Good carry though from Queeve Malloy. She's a very, very explosive carrier. She's playing one today, but she usually plays number 8. So like she's very athletic for front row.
Nice kick downfield, goes into the 22, nowhere near the touchline, in fact runs away from it, and that certainly gives Roberts a chance. Ella Roberts it is, coming back out from the 22. But the Belvedere defence again really well organised. Perhaps a little bit too much time thinking about ripping the ball and not enough about putting the player down there. She made another 10-15 yards just by keeping her feet. That's a nice kick from the scrum half, finds turf again.
Looks like JJ Farrell is on the field now.
It was her that kicked the penalty down the field and failed to make touch. JJ Farrell, one of the best game readers of a game I've seen.
Yeah, she is, very experienced player.
And that one goes straight into touch. And it will come back and that will give Belvedere a bit more parity, closer to the halfway line. Yeah, I do tend to like the expression a wealth of knowledge rather than experience. Experience just sounds like old.
No, she's not old
I have a wealth of experience.
I think she's only 22 or 23 actually.
Yeah, but she reads the game so well.
Yeah, she does.
She really does.
Yeah. No, she does. Her distribution and everything is it's really nice to play with her, you know. Just put you into all of those
and on top
gaps.
of that, kicks really well as well.
Yeah.
And knows when to kick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, line out, Belvedere, they come into the line. Nice clean take in the middle of the line out.
Yeah, that was a good line out.
Should we say that was a lateral pass? That one definitely looked a bit behind, and Rockley now making ground and looking for the no-look pass. Unfortunately, the no-look pass went to a Wicklow player, and that will give them a chance to make their way back towards the halfway line. But again, Belvedere showing promise there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great carry first of all from Dervnick, and then to get the offload away, Cara Mulcahy is there in support, and then Anya Rutley probably could have maybe just held on to that. But Jerson really good attack.
Well, winger and fullback working together. Managed to get round the corner of the Wicklow defence and make a few yards. Captain Ring driving at the out half, brought down, but good quick ball again. Again, another fine tackle from the Wicklow player, but really has to show a clear release, and in fact being pulled up on that occasion for a seatbelt tackle, and then, well, kind of a little bit silly.
Yeah, that was Rachel Griffey there. Good tackle, like you say, but just probably needs to be a bit more disciplined.
Do you think she might have said a word or two to the referee's direction?
I don't know what's going on there. But Emer Douglas has been called in, and yeah, I'd say maybe.
Don't be talking to me like that, young lady. Exactly, I think that was.
They don't.
Seatbelt tackle. She disagreed with it. The referee not only awarded the penalty but gave Belvedere another 10 yards, and that will give JJ Farrell a chance to punt this down, looking for the touchline inside the 22. It's not going to quite reach the touchline, except via the drop catch of the Wicklow right winger, Sarah Gleeson, that is. She had that one, but unfortunately it slipped through her hands. And once again, Belvedere find themselves with a line out inside the 22. It's taken them a while to get to here again.
Yeah, it has indeed. So hopefully now our line out has been working well, so hopefully if we can just get this to hand, and it looks like they're going to set up a maul. I see Cara Mulcahy is in there at receiver, so just same process, just repeat.
Instructions passed from prop to hooker. Got in the middle again. And it's decided that that was on the outside arm, and I think the referee was quite right there. It's gone down then to Wicklow, and it will give them a chance to clear their lines. And Belvedere, having put in so much hard work to get inside the 22, inside the red zone. But on this occasion, an errant throw will give the ball back to Wicklow and a chance for them to clear their lines.
Yeah, and it looks like Belvedere just have one in the backfield here now, and presumably with Vanessa's there. She's just underneath the balcony here.
Oh, that's the best scrum for Belvedere so far.
Yeah,
the pass is loose, it's over the line. Wicklow looking to get back outside the try line, and they've managed it. But that errant pass put a huge amount of pressure on them that wasn't deserved, wasn't needed.
Yeah, you don't want the ball bobbling.
And there's a few disagreements amongst the Wicklow players there, I felt. Sort of, who was that for?
I presume the 10, but that all comes from the pressure that Belvedere scrum put on. You know, the 9 kind of had to do something with the ball, I suppose.
She felt rushed.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like both captains are talking to the ref there now. I don't know what was
go
said.
away and have a word with your players. I noticed the Wicklow captain, after talking to the ref, went straight up, talked to one player. And Leslie went to her pack. Yeah, we're doing okay. So I think there was definitely
Leslie was smiling there. So
I think that was a warning to both teams, but more aimed at one than the other, perhaps.
Yeah. Now Dervnick is at 8 here, so
you're expecting pick and go
I
here?
I can only guess.
Well, you're absolutely right. She picks. Ball stripped but goes backwards, and suddenly Gaffney looks. Oh, that was unfortunate. That was a great chance for Belvedere. They seem to have the numbers on the side. Pass just going to ground. That's a good pick and go. Saw that the defence was lined up, and any sort of pass would have been, if not picked up, then certainly would have been under pressure.
Not the first time she's gone around the ruck. You know, she's always alive to kind of an opportunity. And then she's a very low ball carrier as well.
Well, the last 10 minutes of this first half now. That kick safely to touch. Wicklow will get the line out just short of the halfway line. Well, there may only be 5 points on the board in this game, but I have to say it has been a cracker so far. Both sides, well, it's like both sides are playing against brick walls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Belvedere's defence maybe has been slightly stronger, but then Wicklow just haven't let us convert any opportunities into 22. So
just that one try dividing the sides at the moment. Oh, and it's picked off in the middle of the field and away, and just one player to keep away from, and she gets down under the posts, and that's a second try. Belvedere. Oh, opportunistic.
Yeah, Megan Edwards. Yeah, you can't give her that ball. She is very, very, very fast. She's actually a former sprinter, so like
she's a current sprinter. Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nobody was going to catch her then.
Yeah, but there was some really good pressure off the line out from Cara Mulcahy and from Jade Gaffney, and that just forces people to make these decisions, and then that gives someone like Megan that opportunity. Yeah, so that's excellent now. Score between the posts. I presume, JJ's going to take that kick. It'll be no bother to her.
Well, Edwards certainly didn't need a second invitation to score her 4th try of the season.
No, she did not, no.
And leading try scorer for Belvedere this year now.
Yeah.
Picked up 2 last weekend, I believe.
Yeah, and she already has 2 this weekend. So, yeah, we'll see if she'll get a hat-trick now.
Well, JJ Farrell pops over the conversion. That takes the score out to 12-0 to Belvedere. They'll feel a bit better than that, and Wicklow will feel a little hard done by the scoreboard.
Yeah, I suppose, but Belvo have been so good in defence, and we spent a small bit of time into 22, so I suppose the points are probably deserved at this point.
Well, the pressure told that was for sure. The ball went loose. Megan Edwards, well, once she got it into her hands, she only had one spot she was aiming for, and that was right under the post.
Yeah.
Got there quite cleanly.
See where Beth Roberts puts this now. It's well taken by Hannah Wilson.
Nice drive up the middle of the park. Gets it back to the 10 metre line. And now, whoa. Well, whole body roll rather than a neck roll. Referee was quite happy with it. And slowly but surely, Belvedere just forward.
Excellent carry from Dervnik and going again then, and then getting that off with the way to Clodagh Dunn.
And it's missed tackles that are costing Wicklow at the moment. It's costing them territory.
Yeah, Belville probably just need to keep this
and there has to be
tempo
numbers
high
here. Well, tackle made, ball released. Rutley it is, first receiver, making distance. And another penalty to Belvedere. Referee saying he's got to roll away. And with a player down from on the Wicklow side, the referee will call time off. And then he'll spend a moment just going over to explain to the Wicklow players why in fact he had awarded that penalty.
Yeah. That was some really, really good play there. I mean, like in 30 seconds, you know, they've made about 40 metres just keeping the ball alive. Hardline runners, support players.
Changing that point of attack.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's what the late pass does, is as players are committing to what they think is going to be a ruck here, and suddenly the ball's 5 yards away and they're out of the play.
Yeah.
So
we probably just need to kind of get into that flow just a bit earlier in the game. You know, like 2 weeks ago, we didn't really get into it until like later on in the second half. So if we can just kind of start off.
Well, that's a lovely touch. The Wicklow player leaving the field, JJ Farrell, just high-fiving her as she went past. Now Belvedere with a penalty.
I think
and Farrell kicking for the corner.
Erin McConnell, I think, has come on. Erin is a very experienced player as well. She played with Wolfhounds last year. So, you know.
And that's one of the things, I suppose, about being a successful club like Belvedere, is you get so many call-ups for representatives at various different levels, whether it be provincial or international.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And it really does test the
depth of the squad,
absolutely.
Yeah. But it's kind of good then, because like the younger girls then get game time at AIL level. And like
that will pay off down the line.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
They suddenly realise what it does take to be at this level, and they can work towards it in training and show the coaches what they can do. Well, Belvedere have been playing superbly through the hands. Oh, a lovely dummy. And she gets through to the try line, and the round of applause on the ground in the last 5 minutes of this first half. A third try for Belvedere, and that one was just superb teamwork.
Yeah, that's probably deserved just from the play. Do you know, like we've just been getting through the phases, keeping the ball alive, and like the space just opened up for you there, and no bother for you and a little dummy, and she's in.
It was the clarity of the handling, really. There were no sort of juggled passes. Nobody was firing a pass across. They were quite sympathetic, and they just moved it across the line, and eventually the numbers told. And they got to the stage whereby, well, she thought she could step off her right foot and just find herself at the line, and got there, but perhaps with a bit more trouble than she envisaged.
I think JJ has really helped to just bring the tempo of the game up, get everyone organised, and just put people in the right spaces, and then get the ball into the right parts of the pitch too.
Nice kick from Farrell. Unfortunately on this occasion it hits the post and goes wide, but 3 tries to the good. Belvedere find themselves 17-0 up, and as I say, it might not reflect how close the game has been, but it's starting to reflect the fact that Belvedere seem to just have that cutting edge that Wicklow are missing at the moment.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Both defences have played superbly.
Yeah, there's been some really good defence from both sides, but I suppose we're now just starting to see Belvo just come into their own a bit. The experience of some of Belvo's players, like Dervnik, has added a lot to it.
Referee may say that went back. He does. Fortunate from a Belvedere point of view. last thing you want to do is give a scrum away in 22 straight from the kickoff.
Yeah, and JJ's going to waste no time in the 22. Get that ball out of there.
And not only that, but makes it fine turf and gives chance for the Belvedere chasers to get up there, and they stop the Wicklow reply in their own half.
Tackle. Again, another Jane Neal tackle and a turnover. Like,
she's everywhere at the moment.
Yeah, like she's up with the wingers. Yeah, that's excellent work from Jane. I think Dervnick wanted to take that quickly.
Referee, I think, wanting to get his explanation in. And this one, importantly, finds touch. And Belvedere now with another opportunity. Perhaps they'd love to pick up that bonus point for a fourth try in this first half.
Yeah. Small bit of discussion going on there. I would.
Do you think a drive from here?
No, it looks like Jade is in, so they'll probably try hit up the middle.
Straight down at the front, quick ball along the back line, long pass, skips out number of defenders. You just get the feeling the winger was looking for any sort of space anywhere. Good counter ruck from Wicklow on this occasion means that they come away with the ball.
Yeah, and Queven Malloy's on that ball, but Dervnick.
Now referee standing right there. He had an absolute view. She's still not letting go of it, even after the whistle, and that results in another 10 metres. The referee's having no truck with any messing on these things.
Yeah, he's taken nothing from either of the teams. But yeah, good work from Quiva to get on the ball, but then Dervnick is so fast. When she sees an opportunity like that, she's going to take it.
Really presenting what they call the picture to the referee, and the picture was a Belvedere penalty.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. What's happening here? Is he having another chat?
I think there may be another injury. Okay. I see physios going out on the Wicklow side, on the Belvedere side, with the Wicklow player. Just off to the right of your screen, and you can see water being gratefully received by the Belvedere players.
Yeah.
Front and centre. Well, it's a tough game and a tiring game as well.
Yeah, ball and play has been pretty high. Probably the highest so far this season that we've had in any game anyway. Yes.
But that's what Belvedere are looking for more, isn't it? Is to get that tempo up.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, the girls can probably back their fitness, so like keep the ball in play, run teams around the park. Well,
again, looking for the touchline. Farrell will be looking to put this as close to the corner flag as possible.
She's kind of in the middle of the pitch there, so.
Nice kick. Perhaps not the distance she wanted, but the important thing was to find touch inside that 22 and give Belvedere that platform with which to attack the Wicklow defence once again.
Looks like Cara's in there, receiver again, so probably see another maul. Lisa Callan's throwing has been very accurate this evening.
It's been superb. Yeah. She's had that one, shall we say, crooked throw.
Yeah.
Oh, Callan it is, takes the ball, gives it to the scrum half, and that is the simplest of tries. Gaffney making that try, scoring that try, but it was really the pass to her that made it.
Yeah, that was brilliant. A lovely move. You just leave that defender in the channel with a 2v1 and they have to make a decision. So yeah, that was an easy run in then for Jade.
Yeah, with the 2 versus 1, it was almost, you're saying, having to make a decision for the defender. It was a lose-lose. It didn't matter which way they went.
Yeah.
They were going to get past her and through to the try line.
Yeah, so
and that is a bonus point for Belvedere. I suppose what they'll be looking for in the second half, as well as more points, will be if they can keep Wicklow out and keep that scoreline down to 0. That's the important thing now.
Yeah, exactly.
With the clock showing 42.5 minutes as Farrell puts over a fabulous kick for her second conversion. Belvedere move on to 22 points nil, and the referee decides that that indeed is half-time. Either that or else we've got an unscheduled pitch invasion, but we'll take it that it is half-time. And how do you think the first half went? I mean, you must be delighted with the scoreline.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, for the first 30 minutes, it was kind of hard enough work for both sides, but the floodgates have kind of opened now for Belvedere. So if they can just kind of come out in the second half and just keep up that tempo, keep up the accuracy in their set piece, and then just like you say, just keep their defence as it has been, just nice and connected, and maintain that line speed, and they'll have no problem.
Well, Wicklow find themselves 22 points down after a pulsating first half here at Ollie Campbell Park, and we will join you for the second half in just a few minutes. Well, you join us here at Ollie Campbell Park. We're about to kick off the second half of this All-Ireland League game between 3rd place Wicklow and 8th place Belvedere. And the way it is at the moment, those league positions, well, definitely looks like they're going to change. Belvedere ending the first half, 22 points to the good. And Wicklow will kick off this second half, and Wicklow will be playing right to left. I'm joined in the commentary booth today by Niamh O'Dowd. And Niamh, she's quite content after what has been a very good first half for Belvedere. Well, somewhat loose pass picked up, and the driving continues on. Nice safe ball, played back, and kicked down to touch inside the Wicklow half, and that will just put a bit more pressure on the Wicklow defence. Well, Niamh, what do you expect in the second half now from Belvedere? 22 points up. They already have a bonus point.
Yeah, exactly. They finished the first half with plenty of momentum, kind of playing a high tempo game, plenty of offloads, tip-ons in the last 10 minutes. So if they can just kind of stay in that groove and just keep going with that attack, and then, like we were saying, just stick with their solid defence and hopefully score a few more tries.
So more of the same would be desirable.
Exactly.
Well, tapped back by Belvedere, but the Wicklow player threw onto it very quickly. Well, that may be classed as coming in at the side.
Yeah. Yeah, possibly off her feet. I'm not sure. Oh, it's in from the side. Yeah. Yeah, Leslie did well there to disrupt their line out. But yeah, we probably just need to stay a bit more disciplined in that ruck.
Referee making the mark. It's a nice kick down the touchline. And Wicklow giving themselves an opportunity of building a base inside the Belvedere half.
Yeah, that was a lovely touch from Robin Johnson.
First Wicklow priority here must be securing possession. Coming to the front of the line out again, and this time cleaner ball. The Belvedere defence up so quickly, and that's that high tempo that Niamh was talking about that she wanted to see, and certainly working so far. Attempted tackle. Finally, Wicklow player goes to ground. Again, good ball. Slowed down by the Belvedere forwards, and there's a gap. The dogleg appeared in the defensive line, and Wicklow looked to capitalise. Closed so quickly again. Belvedere defence so quickly on, and again it's that pressure of defence.
Gosh, what a tackle from Cara Mulcahy. That was absolutely excellent.
Oh. Ball kicked down the field. Declan. Well, the play continues. And Wicklow end up conceding the line out inside their own half, just outside the 22. Belvedere, it appears, making a couple of substitutions early in this second half.
I think we have Grace Tuddy on. Yeah, and that's Derv done for today.
Well,
and Sinead Farrell actually is on. I think she'll be going into the centres. She's a very good player.
Wicklow, it might not be as they designed it, but they come back with the ball. And it goes across. Forwards driving up again, trying all. Again, pushing these passes, Wicklow. When it works very well. Winger taking on the defence and has brought play almost back to the halfway line, and already she's earned that penalty. Wicklow with a free play here.
Big carry from Caoimhe Malloy there.
Good play from the Wicklow side. And the scrum half goes for the gap. She finds the gap, she's through. Just one player to beat. Chips ahead. The ball runs past everybody, and in fact she's done a superb job of regathering the ball and earning the penalty.
Excellent work from Erin McConnell there. This is what, the experience she brings. You just can't be caught napping there at the ruck. She'll take every opportunity. And what a run then, and to regather her own kick. Excellent work.
Well, the referee deciding that there was an offence there that warranted the yellow card, and Belvedere find themselves down to 14. And what a lift to the Wicklow mood this will provide.
Yeah.
They're inside the Belvedere 22, and Belvedere down to 14 players. And that penalty goes exactly where Wicklow would have wanted. The line out will be exactly on the 5 metre line, and this is a great opportunity for them to finally get onto the board.
Yeah, exactly. And for Belvo, when you come out into the second half with a scoreline, you think, oh, you're 20 points up, and you just can't switch off at this point. And like Wicklow now here in a perfect attacking position.
I'm sure there's a set play they have for this. Throws to the front, not contested by Belvedere. They knew the drive was coming and set up for it. Player comes out from the maul and gets to the line, and there it is. The Belvedere line is breached, and Wicklow find themselves on the board, and that's a lovely pick up and score. Rachel Griffey, it is, the number 8, touches down, and that, as you say, it shows Belvedere that you really can't switch off.
Yeah, you can't. And look, well executed line out and maul. The throw from Emer Douglas, all very well executed, and then good work from Rachel Griffey to get around those defenders and get the ball down. But Belvo just needs to, our defence so far has been so good, but you can't switch off around the ruck and let Erin McConnell do that.
Well, it will certainly give heart to the Wicklow players.
Yeah.
Crossing the line, 5 points recorded. And the conversion going to the left of the posts. Slightly off on the direction, but 22-5 now. And Wicklow will feel a lot better for that, and perhaps a chastised Belvedere side now will try and get back into this game, back into this second half.
Yeah, you don't want to be leaking a try like that in the first 5 minutes of the second half. They'll be frustrated with that. So we'll see now if they can just keep Wicklow down in this half and get the ball back.
Yeah, Belvedere looking for a bit of territory in possession, which to re-establish their dominance in this tie.
Yeah, JJ sent that long.
And this one hoofed down the field. It finds turf, just the one bounce, but 3 Belvedere players back there. Tackle made just inside the Wicklow half. And there's the reading of the game by Farrell. Sees huge amount of turf. The ball comes down outside the 22. It means the Wicklow player, she couldn't find touch directly, and that's exactly what she has done, and that will bring play back into her own half, and that could be a big moment in the game.
Yeah, a bit of back and forth there, but the experience of JJ, she just she just sees that space before it's even there.
Certainly saw it before we saw it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's great work from JJ.
Has given Belvedere this attacking position just outside the 22. His decision is made. Players step in. It's a lovely take by Ring. Nice pass from the scrum half, gives the out half options. Good drive up the middle, and this is much better from Belvedere. Ball flashing across the back line.
Yeah, and that's Sinead Farrell now with a really good carry. She's another very promising young player.
And she's held on to it. My goodness, that's the closest I've seen to a knock-on that wasn't a knock-on in a long time.
Yeah.
Give, and another give. Oh, it's a deliberate knock-on as far as the referee's concerned, and that will even things up. Another yellow card. This time it goes against Wicklow.
Great work from Hannah Wilson. It's not often you see a front row prop playing on the edge, but she's well able. Her ball skills are excellent for a front row.
And again, it's that versatility of players, and I'm a firm believer it comes down to the coaching side of things, whereby you don't turn around to a player and say, no, you're a prop forward, your job is to push.
Yeah.
No, you've got to be able to handle the ball, and if necessary, kick the ball.
Yeah.
You need all the skills that an out half needs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Tanya would push that a lot, getting everybody's skills to a certain level. And then everyone's kind of expected to know the role of every position, so people can slot in wherever when needed.
That's that interchangeability and versatility that really does stand to players. Belvedere come out with a clean ball from the scrum. Oh, Farrell nearly breaking through, and now just a yard short of the line. One more line break would see them through.
That's Clodagh done there. Yeah, she's
players shooting round to the right hand side. Scrum half having trouble digging this one out. Again, taking on. Now there's definitely room over to the left if the ball is quick, and it is. Good long pass out to the winger. Oh, and the winger has spilled it. That is such a shame.
Yeah, right option though.
It was an absolutely superb pass. It may have arrived a little low for the player, and she was just, or perhaps almost touching down before she had the ball in her hand. But on this occasion, Wicklow coming away with the scrum on the 5 metre line, and they are most fortunate to survive that attack from Belvedere.
Yeah, exactly. Just execution just let us down there. So it'll be another scrum. Wicklow have probably had the shove on in the last few scrums, so we probably just need to drop our height a small bit and just lock these scrums out.
Well, the Wicklow scrum finding itself back inside its own 5 metre, tight to the touchline. They need a solid scrum here to allow clearance to happen. Belvedere will be looking to disrupt this any way they can. Belvedere back line, you can see, organising itself, getting ready for this. Solid scrum, ball goes in, and it's a superb scrum from a Belvedere. Really did disrupt and make it difficult. The kickback finds turf, but the referee has already decided to award the penalty. Something he didn't like in the scrum.
Yeah, I didn't see exactly what happened there, but he's obviously not happy.
Offside, he's saying.
Oh, okay.
The Belvedere players perhaps detaching from the scrum a little early in an attempt to get to the out half.
Yeah, it's a hard balance to strike, Black Rose are always so eager to make that tackle.
Beth Roberts, leading point scorer for Wicklow. She'll be the one to find touch, and does so superbly well with her left foot.
Yeah, she's a very skillful player. She can play 9 or 10. She scores plenty of points for Wicklow.
Game just seems to have, as you say, you wanted that momentum, that tempo to still be high. It seems to have dropped off, and part of it is probably exhaustion at this stage.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully when more of the bench come on, they can kind of inject a bit of pace. But we probably just need to retain possession. We're in the right areas of the pitch, we just don't have the ball.
Ball comes in to the front of the line out. Nice disruption again from Belvedere, but it does come down on the Wicklow side. They drive it up through the 5 metre channel. One feels that may have been the wrong option, and it results in a Belvedere throw. They gratefully receive possession here inside the Wicklow half.
Good work from Lisa Callan there.
It's been a busy day today here in Ollie Campbell Park. Plenty of games of rugby to be watched.
Yeah, I think this is the fourth game today.
It's the fourth I've seen anyway. Only just short of coming down here in the morning for the mini rugby. I've watched so much Belvedere rugby today. Well, the back's coming up too quickly. Referee suggesting that they weren't the required distance back. And then he decides that that is a forward pass.
Yeah, Queeve Malloy was maybe just slightly ahead of Emer there. She's very eager to get on the ball. Belvedere probably got out of jail there.
Smile shared between Wicklow front row and the referee.
I'd say both rows have had probably had enough of the scrum now this evening.
There's been plenty of them anyway.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Neither side really becoming dominant. It sort of swings one way and the other depending on timing and I suspect position. You can see here Wicklow keen to get that first hit.
Yeah, exactly, and they're both kind of having a go with the scrum, which can make it quite a tiring night.
Well, referee just making sure everything okay on the field. Cards are still in his pocket. He's given out 2 yellows so far in this game, 1 to each team. But it hasn't been a dirty game by any stretch of the imagination. It's
lovely play from JJ there. Oh, and would you look at that? The speed of Vanessa Holland.
Lovely run around the corner. Gemma Farrell setting it up and then taken on again. Oh, knocked on. Pass was fired at the knees. A tough one to take at any time.
Yeah. It's uncharacteristic from Jade. You know, she's been excellent all game. Her delivery has been really good. She's another player who, like in the last year or two, has just come on like leaps and bounds. And she's just become like, you know, a very reliable starting 9 for our AIL team.
And that's what has happened then, of course, is it's let JJ Farrell go out to out half.
Yeah, exactly, which is probably where we kind of want her really, and I think she prefers it too.
It certainly gives her a better chance with her knowledge of the game, her reading of the game. She can control it from 10.
Yeah.
Of course, the French, they always have the little generals at 9.
Yeah.
In the home nations, it tends to be more the 10. Good solid scrum from Wicklow, but it comes back on the Belvedere side. Stolen, nobody was expecting that.
Brilliant.
And it's caught the Belvedere, caught the Wicklow defence, the 6s and 7s. Frantic tackling going on. And now across the back line. Throw, well, it was a bit loose.
Now Sinead Farrell has it. Yeah. Megan.
And that's nice play. The kick back inside the 22. It goes across the line. Is it going to reach the dead ball line? And there's a try. And the referee right on spot. And that's a great follow-up. Edwards it is, who was following up. Who got the final touchdown?
I think it could have been Sinead Farrell. I think it could have been Sinead, possibly. But great work from Sinead anyway to get the ball to Megan and then to Vanessa. And lovely kick from Vanessa.
Oh, it turned out to
perfectly
work.
Executed,
It turned out very well indeed. It almost saw the end line and then turned right.
Yeah, exactly.
But the bounce of a rugby ball, as we all know,
and
very unpredictable.
I think it was Sinead who was on it.
It was the chasing through that made the try.
Yeah, I saw her play a college game a few weeks ago, and like she was just running in tries for fun. She's a great player, so it'll be good to see how she gets on over the next while.
Well, Gemma Farrell, she's got 2 out of the 4 conversions she's had so far. And this one slots as well. Another 2 points onto the score. Score now, well, the scoreboard showing 31-5. Belvedere will be pleased to get that try on the board. The cutting edge restored.
Yeah, the backs can take credit for that one. That was excellent work from the 3 of them.
And if it was Sinead Farrell many congratulations to her, because it was her tenacious chasing down.
Yeah,
There
it
were
was, yeah.
2 or 3 Wicklow players around her, but she made sure she got to the ball first and got to the ball before it hit that.
Yeah, she has very good pace actually, and she's a very physical player. She's a great hardline runner. Oh, that's not gone 10, is it? Oh, it is.
Has just about. And it's not often we see kicks that close to the 10-metre line these days. They usually hoof down towards the 22.
Yeah, but when they work well.
That's a nice kick, and it's reached the turf, and it's gone behind the winger, and she's in trouble here. Throws it away, and Belvedere pick it up, and once again it's this Belvedere pressure that's causing Wicklow errors.
Yeah, they just need to lock down this ruck.
A bit of a delay of the Belvedere players to react to that ruck.
Yep.
And now the referee saying you didn't let go, and unfortunately one of the Wicklow players is down hurt, and the frantic waving to the sideline of one of our colleagues suggests it's not a good injury.
Yeah, excellent kick though from Old Belvedere, and the chase then from Megan Edwards, and the pressure from Grace Tutty. Like, that was really, really good work to get that ball back.
I think that's Robin Johnson who's down injured. She's getting the attention she requires. But at the moment, Belvedere will be the much happier. 31 points on the board, just that one try conceded.
Yeah.
And again, once they lift the tempo, they lift themselves above Wicklow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
they probably let themselves down letting that try in early in the second half, but they're kind of getting back into the swing of things now.
And with that high tempo, they're playing a high line and defending in Wicklow's faces, and that's causing these hurried passes, which are resulting in knock-ons and loose balls.
Yeah. And in this last 20 minutes now, you'll really see their fitness come through.
You must do a lot of pre-season fitness work.
Yeah, they would. Yeah. Celeste Rack is our S&C at the minute, and there would be a lot of.
She works you hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's hard at the time, but it pays off now.
Exactly. Yeah, and when you don't have the biggest pack, you kind of have to be able then do something else, like run other packs around the park and just use your kind of size to your advantage. Then if you're not going to have like a bigger pack.
Like, there are times when you come up against these monsters in another pack.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you have the fitness, you can, as you say, run them around the park and reduce their efficiency. And that seems to be one of the things that's happening now, is the pressure that they're putting on the Wicklow side is causing mistakes, but also far more tiring for the Wicklow side to be constantly defending. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Well, a good crowd here today at Ollie Campbell Park. But do you know when the next home game is, Neve? You don't.
Next home game. That is a good question. Well, next week we're going up to Cook, and I think we might be home to Galway Regions after that, but I would have to fact check that. We're definitely away to Cook next weekend. That's as far as I've.
As far as you've managed to organise.
Yeah. It's a week by week basis.
Well, it's not a bad way to be. Day by day, week by week.
Yeah, day by day.
I'm heading off to the sunnier climes of Cape Town for a couple of weeks next week, so maybe be missing for the next home game.
You can watch the live stream from Cape Town. I think actually Aideen Murta might be watching from Canada. So hi Aideen, she's one of our back row players.
It's amazing when you look into who's watching and where they're from.
Oh yeah,
you see some of the most amazing ones. I did wonder who was watching cricket in Dublin from the Democratic Republic of Congo.
You never know who's interested.
And then you get people who are just flicking around and happen to come across it. But many thanks to the 64 devices or 67 devices we have watching at the moment, watching this AIL game. And Belvedere at the moment, well, they'll be walking away from this with 5 points.
Yeah. Good tackle there from Leslie.
It will take an absolute miracle for Wicklow to get within 7, one feels at this stage.
Yeah.
And in fact, Wicklow, as I said earlier on, they were the defensive leaders in this league, conceding less than 11 points a game, so it just goes to show how well Belvedere have done to rack up 31 points.
A little spiral bomb there.
That's a nice kick in behind the winger. She's
think
inside the
that
22.
I think that was from Beth Roberts.
That came off a boot, ref. Didn't think there was any hand involved there. But the referee, well, he's a lot closer than I am, and he's not wearing prescription glasses like I am, so we'll go with his decision. Knock on. Wicklow get a foothold in the Belvedere 22, and they'll be looking to, well, maximise this opportunity.
Yeah, that was some good play there from the Wicklow backs, and then a lovely, lovely kick. So probably deserved to get this platform now in the 22. We'll see if Rachel Griffey takes it from the base or if the backs want the ball. Looks like the backs are set up to play.
Right, they're all sorted. Everyone knows who they're marking. Gemma Farrell has come across to the blind side. And that was the pick-up they were expecting, and that's why Gemma Farrell put herself on that blind side. Did a superb job of closing the door. Wicklow, though, still with ball. Still with a lot of intent to get this one across the Belvedere line. Another drive in the middle. Another good tackle from Belvedere. The Belvedere defence coming up again. It's that tempo.
Yeah, good line speed there from Anya Whitley and Kelly.
And you can see that this fast way of playing the game, and the referee, well, he thought about going to the whistle there. That's definitely a penalty, though. And it's taken quickly.
She's a very, very abrasive player.
Well, it's got them to within 3 metres of the line. The Belvedere defence again. It's the speed, the line speed, that is doing them such a good job here. Really causing Wicklow problems as they try and burst through the line.
I think there's a bit of space there. On the right hand side I can see Vanessa and Jade Collum.
And there we go. Finally, pressure told. Burst through the middle. The defensive line was there and it was still set, but there was just a chink in the defence, and that was the chink that Wicklow found. Yeah,
and it looks like Captain Emer Douglas is over. Yeah, I suppose that was really good play from Wicklow. Do you know? Good play from the backs to get down into that area of the pitch. Good scrum, and then just organise with their forwards, and that's kind of it's just textbook.
Well, we're heading into the final quarter of this game.
Yep.
The result might be beyond doubt at this stage, but the margin is the thing we'll all be keeping an eye on now. Galwegians on the 7th of December is your next home game.
Ah, yes, I did say that. I did. I had an idea. 7th of December.
And that will be streamed on the IRFU new Irish Rugby Plus service.
Okay. So not old Belvo TV.
No, I believe IRFU are covering that game.
Oh, God.
It lets me off the hook anyway.
Yeah.
I'll be on the beach in South Africa.
Yeah.
Or whale watching, or
gorgeous
water park, or the wine tram.
Any safaris booked?
I've seen the animals before.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
They're not that pushed about that.
Same thing, different day.
I've tasted wine as well before, but the wine tram does appeal to me.
Okay, yeah.
There's a valley just outside Stellenbosch.
Yeah.
And they actually have a narrow gauge tram that goes up and down each day, and it stops at all the different farms. You can get off at each of the wineries.
Yeah.
I've heard many people have started it, but I haven't heard much about the end of that trip.
It's like a wine crawl.
The cheese and the food is just exceptional in South Africa. It really is. Really do enjoy my trips down there. But here now at Ollie Campbell Park, after a slight delay, Wicklow will look to convert their second try. And they do so. First conversion of the day for Wicklow, and that takes them up to 12 points. Still 19 points behind Belvedere's 31. And as I say, we head into the last quarter here. I expect this is the time of the day where any substitutes still on the bench will get pushed out there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just looking to see if any of the subs are coming on. I think we have a couple left. I'm sure we'll see them on shortly now.
Well, Unusual decision there from the Wicklow player. Caught the ball and then stood still to wait and see how she was going to be tackled.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes when you get the ball and you see all the defenders rushing, so many decisions are going through your head.
Gaffney does well, takes the infield kick, back up, and now driving into that ruck. Comes out to the backs, and it's just
Lovely
popped.
tip on from, I think, Leslie, was it?
Ring creating the gap, and Belvedere flooding through it, and now Farrell again seeing the game, has put in a good kick, and one feels that Wicklow can't do much but run that into touch, and Belvedere will get the throw in just outside the 22. And again, it's Farrell's reading of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Saw the space, managed to get the ball through the gap.
And then just very accurate execution of that kick as well.
Gives Belvedere a chance to reset.
Mm-hmm.
The referee just having a quick word with one of the props on the Wicklow side.
Again, a really good line out from Belvo. Good tempo, they don't mess around in and up.
Rutley trying to find the gap, tried a couple, neither of them worked for her, went to ground, ball comes back quickly, and yet there's still an opportunity here for Belvedere, sliding through the gap. Everyone was expecting the pass out to the winger, and it never came. Just kept taking yard after yard. Good quick ball. Farrell now going for the gap herself. She's through it, and that is a superb solo try. You could see very early on she saw the gap and went for it. She'll be delighted with that.
Yeah, she will indeed. She's a very good runner with balls. You know, you just, when you're trying to mark her, you really do never know if she's going to pass or just take it herself. She's a very deceptive player that way.
Well, on this occasion, she got the ball, looked up, saw the two players in front of her and saw the gap between them and realised it was on, and she took it.
Yeah, she'll be delighted with that now, and she'll probably slot these points no better.
Once she got through that gap, there was no stopping her.
No.
Lovely try. Farrell it is who will try to add to the extras to her own try. Score 36 now to 17. I have to say, this has been a very entertaining game today.
It has, yeah. There's been no let up. I'd say there'll be a few tired bodies now after this. The ball and play has been really, really high. We generally wouldn't see that much of it. I'd say players are starting to get tired now.
Belvedere will be delighted. Their tempo, their match day plan has come together.
Yeah.
And they were very aware of the strength of Wicklow coming into this game.
Mm-hmm.
But Belvedere looking to climb the table now. This will be their second win in 5 games.
Yeah, exactly. And with the fixtures coming up, the girls will be looking to put even more points on the table and just break back into the top 4.
Well, as you say, you have Cook next. Cook currently 9th on the table.
Yep.
They were at Blackrock today.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that game is going.
And then Galwegians, who are your next home game, they're currently 4th in the table. They're playing in Suttonians today.
Yep.
Suttonians who are 7th. It's great to see the table levelling up a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like no one wants a league that's completely divided. A competitive league helps all the teams
absolutely
progress. So yeah, exactly, like teams like Wicklow, who've in the last few years just absolutely climbed up through the table. Tullow now this year, it's their first season at AIL.
Which is always tough, making that step up.
Yeah, 100%. Like I think Railway have gone down to them there today, so like that's going to be a tough day for them. But at the same time,
that's how they learn.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to,
well, they've entered into the first division. Oh, that pass just a little bit loose, but picked up nicely. And again, set up nicely. Forwards there to support straight away. And again, Farrell going to the boot. The winger just mishandling slightly, picks it up, and then gets brought down. Yes, well, hanging on to the ball when she was lifted up.
Yeah, that was Emily McKeown there. Just put under a bit of pressure there by Belva's defence.
The referee deciding it has to be taken from exactly the mark. And on this occasion, I think now Farrell, rather than going for the quick one, will go for the kick to touch. Her left foot hoping to curl it in close to 5 metres out.
Yeah, our line out and maul has been going pretty well, so I suppose stick to what's working.
So about 7 metres out from the Wicklow line. Belvedere would love to finish with another try. How Wicklow would love to get out from this end of the pitch and get themselves down the other end. As I say, it's great to see what would have been in previous years the lesser lights providing such a test for
exactly
the traditional powerhouses.
Yeah, and that's what we want, you know.
It's better for Irish rugby, it's better for Leinster rugby, and it's better for the club rugby as well.
Yeah, it's better for everybody. You want good games every week. Then when you get to semi-finals, finals, like, these are the games then that stand to you.
Farrell again, given the ball in space, puts away a winger, just the simplest of passes, and that means that Belvedere do find another try.
Yeah, Megan will be delighted with that. That was just a really, really good team try.
Certainly heading up the charts now.
Yeah,
What's
and
that,
like
up to 8 now, 3 today.
Definitely at least 3 today. We've probably missed JJ over the last few weeks. Do you know, like how much has she kind of orchestrated here today? Like,
well, that's it. She's been the conductor.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Orchestrated is a perfect word for that.
Yeah, like I know from playing with her, like she keeps everybody in line. You know exactly what you're doing. It's
doesn't it make the game easier when you know what you're meant to be doing?
It really does. Yeah, so it's great to have her back now today.
Well, she has made a big difference to the side today, and now she's made a big difference to the points as well. Her kicking, her try scoring is all added up to a whole load of points.
Yeah.
I think it may even take her ahead of Megan Edwards, who was the leading point scorer.
Yeah, it could do. I'd say Megan will stay ahead. Just she has more games under her belt this season, but JJ's catching up.
Always nice to see that your leading point scorer is there because of tries scored.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's like watching the top scorers in the Premier League and seeing that one guy is at the top, but he's scored 17 penalties.
Yeah.
You know, is he a great goal scorer or a great penalty taker?
Yeah, well.
Spilled ball. We're into the last 5-10 minutes here of this game, and Wicklow suddenly find themselves with the ball outside the Belvedere 22, and how this would encourage them if they could break through here. Nearly getting through the tackle, still on her feet, finally brought down to ground just outside the 22, scrum half, looking for the gap, shipping on the ball, and again it's just changing the point of attack. The Belvedere defensive line up so quickly. Players are getting ball and tackler almost at the same time. That ball is loose and it's driven through on, and Wicklow not really doing a good job of protecting it, and it results in a knock-on and a Belvedere scrum, and that must be quite heartening as well. Is the level of commitment to defence even this late in a game whereby you are firmly ahead.
Yeah, exactly, and it's in these last few minutes that we definitely don't want to leak any easy tries. You know, if you're in the last few minutes of a close semi-final, like you really have to stick to your guns for the full 80 plus. So this will be a good test now, and I can just see Hannah Rapley's on the pitch, Jules Condren.
Well, there's going to be a substitution here. I think that's Leslie Ring.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have anyone left to go on. Someone will probably have to warm up again. Maybe on your Rutley.
One of the props having to come on again, possibly.
Dervnik.
Well, that's not a bad replacement to have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Derv will come on for the last few minutes now.
Well, I'm looking at the scoreboard, and it appears that Belvedere have reached the half-century mark, and they will be absolutely delighted with that.
Yeah, they will.
It's the cutting edge they've been looking for in those first few games.
Yeah, exactly. The score lines in the last few games probably we've probably kind of let ourselves down a bit. So yeah, they'll be delighted now to just get back to their old ways.
Good scrum from the Wicklow pack, but Belvedere getting the ball away, and again the boot of Farrell splits the two defenders. They're going to have to go chasing back, and the chase coming up to them.
Great run from Ella Roberts. We probably haven't seen enough of her on the ball.
Oh, that's superb play.
Yeah, this game, but she's a really good runner and probably one of the best counter-attackers.
Well, she hasn't had much opportunity.
Yeah,
has to
exactly.
Be said
Yeah, Belvo just haven't given that space on the edge.
It may be that it came up in the game preparation. Don't just kick long to her. Let's keep the ball out of her hands.
Exactly.
She is good. And the referee, again, the picture presented to the referee was what brought that penalty. The Belvedere player came in, put her hands on the ball.
Yeah, I think that was Jules Condren. So isn't that great? You can have someone come on. Yeah, Jules Condren there.
That's 30 yards, 30 metres that Wicklow have given away. Just loose lips cost yards.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I'd say Emer will probably want to have a word with the girls. Well, for their next game anyway. Like if refs are gonna be giving away 10 yards like that, you can't leak ground like that.
Often you find that extra 10 metres changes from ref to ref.
Yeah. But like if it happens once in a game, you can't let it happen again.
Absolutely. For it to happen 3 times, as a coach, you'd be absolutely apoplectic.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
Especially if it's the same player.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think it's actually been a few different players.
It has in this game.
The ref is just being very, very strict on it. Usually it's not that they're directing anything at the ref, it's just he hears something and he's like, no.
Yeah, we'll keep that language off the field. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, the previous game I was watching, I think, was the Old Belvedere Thirds against Wesley or something. My goodness, there was some talk back to the referee. But the referee in that game got involved in it, and they ended up having a discussion while 29 other players were thinking, can we not get on with the game?
Yeah.
But, on this occasion, the referee...
He hasn't taken any message.
He's had a very good game. The fact we're hardly mentioning him.
Great take from Aaron there.
Show what a clean game the ref is having.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
If you have to talk about the ref, then you know he's not having a good game, But he's done a superb job in refereeing this game. Belvedere pressure once again coming through. Tackles being made left, right and centre. The referee says that's a tackle off the ball. He's going to stop play. He stops the clock. And I think you're going to see that right hand going into the pocket.
Yeah, you can just see frustration from the Wicklow players there.
They didn't know what they were doing there. And there's going to be a word with the captain. Emma Douglas it is, who captains the Wicklow side. And she's the one who has to bear the brunt of the referee's explanation now.
Yeah, discipline has probably just let them down today. And it's just let Belvo get into those good attacking positions. Like we're now 5 meters out again. You just.
From a Wicklow point of view as well, I think that this rear guard action, the fact that they're putting up such strong defence, even though they're. Oh, the scoreboard's gone back down to 45-17.
Okay, I'm not sure.
But Wicklow are still.
Yeah.
Absolutely committed to not allowing Belvedere to score any more points. Tackling has been ferocious by both teams today, and that's a knock on. And disappointment expressed by the player, not by her teammates though. That's one of the lovely things is nobody ever blames anybody for a drop ball.
No, it's kind of just like a pat on the back and you just go again. Do you know, and at this stage
you'll get the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
So scrum down to Wicklow. They find themselves really stuck in their own 22 at the moment. They just can't seem to get out from here. Yeah,
we'll see now. I presume Beth Roberts will kick this down the pitch.
Looks for her out half.
And the
kick comes then, looking for touch, and the ball just about makes it there. As we enter into the closing stages of this game.
Yeah, I'd say we only have about 2 or 3 minutes left.
The clock has gone past 40 minutes now.
Yeah, I'm not sure the person on the controls
time off.
Yeah.
Meant a holiday rather than clock change.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Belvedere with the put into this line out, and how they'd love to finish this game again. But Wicklow bursting through the line out, picking up the ball, beats a couple of tacklers, and that's a cracking tackle from behind. Lined her up, brought her down. But Wicklow now, well, they're pushing forward.
Yeah, Quiva and Emer have been two really good carriers for Wicklow today. The two of them have carried a lot of ball and made plenty of tackles as well.
Well, that has gone well for Wicklow. It's got across the back line with a bounce or two. Oh, good counter ruck from Belvedere, but it was just the one player.
That Sinead Farrell there going at that edge ruck.
Just making it to ground. Lays the ball back. And again trying to burst through the defensive line of Old Belvedere. And although you may make dents in it, it's not breaking at the moment, so they go wide instead. And the referee are judging that the Wicklow player had knocked that on. And you can see they're just trying everything. It's almost a desperation stakes. They're doing their best to try and get the ball wide, test the Old Belvedere defence, but they just don't have that cutting edge that Belvedere have had, that sort of clinical finish.
Yeah, exactly. And when you try to force it too much, then you kind of do end up like with knock-ons or, you know, people getting tackled man and ball. So yeah, it's probably just a bit too late in the game. For them to get into their attack. Well,
the players doing their best to suck in the oxygen at this stage. Just a few minutes left. You see how many hands on hips we have.
Yeah.
How many teapots.
Yeah, it can be hard work at this stage of the game.
Especially for the forwards.
Yeah,
they have worked so hard today. Both packs, neither one really exerting much dominance over the other, but
very evenly
thundering
matched.
runs.
And it really can be so tiring when both packs are going at it in the scrum and the maul.
Well, another Wicklow player coming to the sidelines as a result of injury. Change will be made. As I say, just a few minutes left. And once again, I'll say good evening to Saoirse O'Reilly, watching us from St James's Hospital. She's been watching her Wicklow teammates. No doubt she's been shouting a few times at the TV screen.
Yeah, they've probably missed her now today. So I hope she gets well soon.
Yeah. Injured on Wednesday in a college game. Really is non-stop for the players these days, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We've a good few players as well playing for UCD. I'm not sure if we have any playing for Trinity and a few for DCU. So their weeks to be jam-packed, like a game on a Wednesday, a game on a Saturday.
And
but
then
it's
all
good,
the training as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, their load would be managed obviously during the week, but it's good to get plenty of game time at this stage in their career. Just get out, get playing.
It's instant experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, a nice pass out just in front of the runner. Enabled her to run onto it. Belvedere just trying to finish this game off with a high, driving, getting the ball across the back line. The Wicklow line coming up just perhaps a little crookedly. And the Belvedere, they're lining up on the outside.
Excellent.
Oh, that may have been a bit forward. It runs into touch. The referee decides that's enough.
Yeah.
The game is done, and it's a fine victory for Belvedere. They come out victorious, 45 points to 17, and certainly a bonus point for Belvedere for their, certainly more than 4 tries on a super day and a super game. And how frustrated are you now at being stuck on the sidelines and not having been involved?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, that looked like a cracker of a game to be involved in. The girls will be delighted with that now. After a tough start to the season, they're kind of back in their groove.
You get the feeling that this is more normal than.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a good scoreline to put on Wicklow, who we know have been strong at the start of the season. So, yeah, we'll take a lot of confidence from that, and then go up to Cook next week. Hopefully, put more points on the board and just get going from there and just keep climbing the table.
good game for Wicklow as well. They came out on the wrong side of the result today, but they certainly had a lot of positives in there for an up-and-coming team.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and like some really solid performances from some of their experienced players, like Erin McConnell came on and did a great job. Beth Roberts, Ella Roberts as well, two sisters. Like they've been, you know, really consistent players for Wicklow over the last few years. Sarah Gleason's back as well. Emer Douglas, like, was really physical. Queven Loy, of course, always. You know, she was in the front row today, but that didn't stop her playing like a back row. So, like, yeah.
And now the worst question of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Who is your player of the match?
I think I'd have to give it to Gemma Farrell. I just think she was excellent, you know, back doing her thing, putting people into gaps, getting the ball down the pitch. She was great from the tee as well. So yeah,
Belvedere leaves the field, and I'm not going to disagree with you. Gemma Farrell was certainly. You described her earlier as orchestrating matters on the field. She was the conductor and deservedly player of the match. Mind you, at the end of the first half, I'd have thought you'd have given it to Jane Neal. Yeah,
do you know what? Jane Neal and Emma Kelly, the two of them now, their defensive work, has been absolutely excellent. I was down at training on Thursday and got an absolute wallop from Jane Neal, like, and you'd remember it like you would.
Knocked into next week, as they say.
So like it's so exciting to see all these players come through. Do you know, like Cara Mulcahy as well was excellent, Jade Gaffney, and then seeing Sinead Farrell come in and do her thing. And obviously having Derv back, like, that really helped us today.
And a good step up coming into what I would call the Christmas run.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a busy time between now and Christmas for all of the teams.
Yeah, it's always exciting.
And it would seem that this is as good a point as any, with the two teams practically how we saw them at the start of the game, two huddles. So we'd like to say thank you to all of you who tuned in. We hope you tune in again to Old Belvedere. Thank very much Declan, our producer here today, and very much Neve. Well, don't take this the wrong way, but I hope we see you on the field again soon.
Oh, yeah, no, I will indeed, yeah.
And as I say, the next game for Old Belvedere women's side is up in Cook next Saturday.
Yeah.
And following that, then Galwegians will be the visitors here to Ollie Campbell Park on the
7th of December.
7th of December,
I think. Yeah.
And so we thank you for joining us, and we thank you, and hopefully you'll join us again in the future. So for tonight, from Ollie Campbell Park, the women's team 45 points. Victorious over the Wicklow team, scoring 17 points. So thank you very much for joining us, and join us again.
Goodbye. I better